I'll just do a recap for everybody else too that haven't been here before. So the task is to run a pattern here at liberty, standing in the middle, and using the pattern and using release to get the horse to go. Okay, so we're not doing a lot of repetition training, not using a lot of pressure. We're being kind to our horses and we're teaching them. So there's my two horses. The one on the left is Major. He's my old boy. He's been with me since 2003, so he's around 22, coming up 23 years old. And the one on the right there is Hope, and she's about 8 or 9 years old. Okay, so as you can imagine, Major's a whole different level, but he's a bit rusty nowadays, and so I won't be doing a lot with him, but I wanted to show you guys how he rolls, and we'll see what Hope does. Last week when we were doing our test run, I got from the centre marker to the corner marker here. Can you see me okay, Liam? Yep. And if that was about as far as I could get to get Major to go around that corner marker. And when I did that with Hope, she just ran off, which is what a lot of people will probably get. So we'll look at that and we'll talk about that as we go through today. So this little lesson here will take about 10 minutes per horse, so it would be 20 minutes all up. But when I do my practice sessions, I do 3 practice sessions during the week, and they're around about 20 minutes to half an hour each. So generally I do both horses within the hour, okay, and just recap that each day. And it's about rewarding the try. It's not about repetition training. Major's coming along pretty good, which means I'm going to have to change my patterns a little bit because he starts to assume. So I don't want him to start to predict what's about to happen. He's supposed to be listening to me. At the moment, he's getting to the stage where if I stand in the centre and send him out, he'll do the turns and transitions all by himself without me asking him. So he'll do his own transitions. So I don't want that. And you can imagine when you ride your horse, you don't want that either. So the point of the Southern Cross is to get the horse using their hind. So as they do the turn, they get on the hind. As they do a departure, they should use their hind if it was already engaged from the turn. If the turn was done properly, we'll talk about that with Hope in a little while, because she does a couple of turns that aren't working on one side, and we need to look at that, and I want you to see that because it's really important. Okay, so I think that sums up this bit. Is anybody there? Do you know whether they could hear that?
Yeah, where Mike was showing up a bit.
It was showing up a bit? Okay.
Quiet,
so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go grab my horses, grab Major, put Hope on the outside and tie her up out there. I'm going to be tying to my post rail fence, so I won't be tying her solid. I'll just loop it around, okay, just for the record of seeing it's a horsemanship lesson. And she'll just stand there and she'll be happy. She can tie up quite nicely, but not to this fence. So I'll go get Major, but I'm going to be a distance away from this phone, so I'm going to have to use my other recorder here, and I'll be uploading that in a little while. I'm going to go and do it now, so there'll be a delay for you guys while I upload it. No delay for me.
Is there any important messages you want me to tell them? I can just tell them.
Yeah, the reason we're doing these live is because I'll do it. The reason we're doing it live is because there's too much false expectation out there on social media about what is acceptable in your horse training. So people are doing things that, they're watching a demonstration video on the internet, and it looks fantastic, and it all works fantastic. And then you get to practice yourself, and it doesn't work the same, and it doesn't do much for your confidence. And what happens is it'll either knock your confidence, or it'll cause you to have to do shortcuts and use techniques that you shouldn't be using with horses. We need to be teaching our horses, not having them afraid of us, doing tasks that are bad for their body, things like that. Just because it looks good doesn't mean it's good for your horse long term. If you do bad turns on these corners and drop your horse into those turns every time, pretty soon around about the 10 to 12-year-old horse is going to start to have some physical issues. And like my horse here, yes, he's old and rusty, but it's nothing that it has happened because I've overworked one leg. So we don't want that happening to our horses. We don't want it happening to us. So make sure that every task you do is good for your horse. There's a lot of liberty and online work out there that is physically, dynamically bad for the horse. Okay, so these live lessons are going to be to show you what to accept, what is okay, what your expectations should be for your horse, and how to go about it if it doesn't work, and when it does work, what to do about that too. So this is a little, I'll call it a party trick, to get a Southern Cross from standing in the centre. That's a bit of a party trick. But it's important that this little party trick, because really, if I wanted to build my horse's top line, I'd do it another way. So, but at the same time, I don't want to be running these fun party trick patterns in a demonstration in front of a crowd. I don't want to run a pattern like this that's detrimental to my collected work down the track, or the top line of my horse, or the physical well-being of my horse. So that's why we're doing these. I'm going to do these live lessons here to hopefully give you guys an idea of what to expect out there in the real world, not just in Hollywood developed horse training videos. Okay guys, we're going to cut this live one. I'll upload this video with good sound in about 2.5 to 3 hours, so that'll be around lunchtime if you're in Australia. So okay Liam, so can you cut that there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, got my horse. I'm just going to hook him onto me, hopefully get his hind quarter soft enough to where he can go around me. He's cold and wet, so he might run off, but you know, he's allowed to be a horse. Here I'm going to ask him for a transition. I'm going to lift my body life up, because when he's going along here, come on. He's being a bit lazy and he wasn't using his muscles properly. He's not really using them all that flash now, but I'll cut him some slack on that because it is wet and cold. His hindquarters isn't working real well because you can see by the size of the circle. Go on, Major. Over here. Very good. And you can relax. So now I relax my body language, relax. And he should come down. Get this hind quarter a little bit more. I want him to change sides without running that over. So he didn't change direction very good because his hind's a bit stiff. Transition up, body life, wave my stick around. Let my string tap him on the bum. Oh, he's a bit limpy. That's okay, mate. Just walk it. Stiff and old, eh? I know how you feel, buddy. Hind. Good. Oh. Hind. Come on. Alright, I want to point that out. So this is what... you good, mate? So what Hope does, and we'll do in a minute, but as he does that hind quarter yield to go back in a new direction, the legs have to keep moving forward. Okay, the front legs got to keep moving forward, the back legs have to keep moving forward. Otherwise it's just a brace in the turn. Okay, he looks like he's hooked on okay. I don't want to work him too much. So I'm going to go to this corner marker. I'm going to see how far I have to get away from my centre marker. So he's going out there, lazy as anything. Going to get a bit of hind quarter yield here from a good distance. paying attention. And I want him to transition up. I want him to transition down, but he's not. He missed his marker. I'm going to go around again because I want that hind a little bit better. He's running his own pattern now, by the way. Alright, try again. That. So see how far I am from the marker? I want to get that better. Here I want the transition up, so I'm going to trot myself. And hopefully he reflects that. And then I relax myself. And he does the same. Don't you come in. My bad. Driver error. I'm going to let it slide. Okay. We could do the next one, but we're not going to. I want to do his blind side now. Which is always good, so I'll go a little bit wider on this side. You can only sort of see me in his peripheral vision on this side. Here I'm going to trot him up. I'm going to use an audible, well I was going to, and then down to a walk. Just steer his hind there. I'm going to go up to a trot. Don't you miss that. Keep trotting. You slacker. Come on. Got to use it audible on this side because he can't see me real well. Looking good. Okay, but I've still got to get to there. So he's still making me, come on, still making me come away from my centre marker. But he's coming along. So that's where he's at today. I'll do my sets during the week of around 20 minutes each, so 3 sets of 20 minutes, and see how he rolls with that. Okay, he's getting better. Now what'll happen with Major is he gets a little bit cluey. So I'll send him out there and then do a transition in too many times in a row, and then he'll start doing it himself. And that's when you need to change it around. Start to do something different. Do only a little bit of a trot. Do trot out and walk in, whatever it might be. Trot turns, but you've got to mix it up. You've got to think outside the box. Okay, especially with a horse like this. So a quarter horse or a smart horse will work it out, and they'll just start doing the pattern, and you'll see like Major, he just doesn't put any effort in, doesn't lift his back because he's just, oh yeah. It's just a pattern. Okay, you want them to have a reason because they don't know what's coming next. That's what you need. Okay, I'm going to swap my horses and seeing we're on, and this one's getting recorded again. We'll just cut that and then we'll start it again. Okay, Liam? Okay, wait there. You good? Okay. Get food on your head. Okay, so we're going to do some short range circles. I want them short range. And I'm going to just yield the hind a little bit to get the front to come around me. Ideally what I want the horse to do is to flex around me on the circle. It's lateral flexion through forward movement. And if you saw the first video that we did that had terrible sound on it, there are only 2 things you can do with your horse. And it's turns and transitions. We're doing both here now. Oop, there's a transition. Over to here, babe. Good girl. On quarter yield. Now here is something I want to point out. I'm going to use position more than pressure. So I could spank her on the hind and get that if I had something on a lead rope. If I had a lead rope on her. If she goes towards major, there's going to be some activity back to there. So not only am I pushing on her hind, but I'm giving her somewhere to go. So here I just wanted to stop there. Okay, so I'm hooking onto that marker. So she knew that was there, she knew she was going to get a rest there. She gave her hind because she knew there was going to be a release. Release focused training. Alright, let's try the other side. That wasn't too flash. I'm going to get the forequarter to go, then walk forward. Want the hind to yield a little bit so I can get a smaller circle. That's pretty good. I'm not going to go too far because I don't think our relationship's that strong today. Very good. Very good. These sort of basic yields you need to practice before you take your lead rope off, by the way. So like a hind quarter yield, a forequarter yield with no contact. Okay, we're going to take it up to a trot. That side was better, so I'm going to do that side again at the trot because it might be her favourite. If I start on a hard side, she might just run off. Okay, so go that way, babe. Good. Okay, I'm going to go up a transition when I come around in front of this camera here. So body life, got my stick, got a little bit of contact on her still with my stick. Transition down. I'm going to walk backwards. I want you guys to watch her legs. Hey, that wasn't too bad. So the back end and the front end were moving forward at the same time. So what I had yesterday, she would stop her back end and the front end would keep going. Okay, so let's see if we can take this up to a trot. Pretty good. She's a bit stiff. Keep going, babe. Now, I like the way she gives me feedback with the pulling her nostrils up and pulling her ears back. Come on, babe. Now here I want the front. Come on. Keep coming. Okay. Okay, so there, just both ends stopped. Don't want that. And I'm going to go out bigger so she can see. That was better. Okay, looking good. I'm going to go straight to my corner marker here. I'm going to go out wide with her because she likes dropping this turn. So this is... How far am I? My bad. Good job. Hind quarter yield. Hind quarter yield. Good. Transition to the centre. Out to here. I'm not going to trot her out. I will trot her back because I want her attention a bit more. Come on, babe. Oh, we're doing spins. Wrong level. So here I'm hooked on together. She trotted, I didn't ask her. So I'm going to yield her until she walks. Come on, babe. Centre marker. Okay, she's not ready for much trot, it seems. Okay, out to there. Now it's a balance between, I can't let her drop that turn, but I want to stay close to that centre marker. Don't be sniffing him. Very good. Centre marker, babe. She's just guessing at the moment. So that's where we're at today. Yeah. She must be blind in that eye too. Around there. in here. Hindquarter yield. I want you to notice the markers. I don't want to go in on the outside of the markers, like that there. Actually, that marker turned there, didn't it? You know, I'll take whatever I can get. So here I'm going to stop her. There, with the hindquarter yield as well. Come on. Very good. Okay, not real flash. But here it's a cold day. She's a bit stiff. She's had a cold night. But I still tried and I still gave it a go and to see where I'm at. If I could have got it good on a day like today, it'd be a miracle. But I'm going to allow that. That's it for today. So that's it. If you get out here and you keep working on a horse on a day like today and you want it better, and you say, no, I want it as good as I had it on a nice sunny day, then when your horse, you know, was nice and warm and felt like doing it, then all you're going to do is build a resistance to cold, miserable days. Okay, so the horse will go, oh no, it's cold again, they're going to give me a hard time. You know, they're going to make me do things that are hard for me when my muscles are cold. And we don't want to be doing that. So it would be, imagine if somebody just made you touch your toes as soon as you got out of bed before you had warmed up. It's the same deal. So you've got to warm up to these things. Here, if I came out here and went for longer, I could warm up her muscles and get her better, yes. But that's not the point. What I want her to do is here, when she doesn't feel like doing it, to still do it for me. Because one day, there might be some reason, like Major comes out here, he's got arthritis in 3 legs, he's blind in 1 eye, he's got no muscle condition, and he still gives it a go. So it's nice. I've got to be wary not to ask too much of him. And that's what I want for you guys too, is don't ask too much of your horses just because you saw it on YouTube and they did it within 3 weeks. Okay? Or 2 sessions or something. So it's a realistic expectation. So that's where I'm at today. Next week I'll have a proper live video for you guys with our new electronic equipment that's coming. So it'll actually be live. I've done this here. We've only had one little cut in the middle where we changed horses. But all this is done in one cut because I want you to see what's realistic in horsemanship. Good job, guys. Thanks for watching. And if you've got any questions, disagreements, it doesn't matter, misunderstandings, you want to clarify something or what's the point of why, just put a post up. Just ask in the comments there. Thanks, everybody.